For me, I realized what I really wanted to do really early on, I think, in terms of what makes me the happiest. I like to be in a group of people barking orders at them. That's kind of what I like to do. And it's funny because you go through these phases as an entrepreneur where it's like, you're a leader, and then now you're grinding, and then you've got all these pissed off people at you. And then you have to learn how to not do something, even though you might be able to do it better. The actual strength comes in not stepping in and letting somebody struggle through a process and having that patience for them while they develop those skill sets. And that's always been the hardest part about entrepreneuring. For me, that's the hardest part, is when you delegate out a new role and you're like, look, here's the deal. If you fail at your job, the person next to you is going to get fired, because we're all going to lose our jobs because nobody's going to follow up with you. No one's going to check with you, and you are responsible for everyone else's job in this entire company. How do you feel about that?
Great.
And what we found is that if you give people that level, they tend to take it a lot more seriously.
When you give someone real responsibility, that changes everything, and a little bit of autonomy. It's the exact opposite of working for a big company, and like everything is compartmentalized. You don't really know exactly what it is your job does, or you don't really think of it like you're actually part of something. You're just kind of showing up and doing what they tell you.
Yeah, I try to make sure that, like, if there's an employee, like, try to pull as much of the guardrails off as possible, staying on that track. Like, I want you to look back 2 years later and be like, look, see that Excel spreadsheet? You see that system? I implemented that system, and I teach that system to other people now. You see that over there? I developed that. I had a hand in the process of that. I was at that conference meeting when we decided to do that. And that sense of ownership, I mean, there's some, there's some downsides to that. We hire people sometimes who, like, they don't want that at all, and they fail. And it happens. And it's a super bummer when it does, because, like, for my company, as soon as somebody has 3 months of good track record, they get to work from home, period. End of story. And so it's like, you're trying to, like, you want to get people who want to live life on purpose, and that really goes back to what we were talking about. I think we were talking about initiation. There's no such thing as initiation without responsibility.
It needs to be your responsibility. It needs to be real. It needs to be authentic. Even if it is something someone bestowed on you or asked you to do, you really need to have personal ownership of it as a choice.